Jonathan Kuminga deserves all the credit in the world in the first few weeks here. Jimmy Butler, Steph, Draymond, they all said when Jonathan comes in here, we believe that he'll be focused and he'll be ready. Kuminga comes in looking like a different player. He is playing at a different level. The reason why they're off to such a good start goes back to what Kuminga is providing for them every night.
Hold on, let me see if I can get this straight. Let me see if I can get the Warriors are 3-1.
Yeah.
They look really, really good.
They look
right?
really good.
Strength in numbers is back. Draymond Green now works for Odyssey. Let's see what else. Oh, Jonathan Kuminga rebounds.
Uh-huh.
And Nick Friedell is here in the room.
That's right. And he was greeted by his own walk-up song because he's got that much au jus in the building.
Damn right. It's a good day. Hey, Nick, what's going on?
It's a damn good day.
It's a damn good day. River Island's guest line, the athletic Nick Friedell covering the Dubs. What's good, man? How's it going so far?
They look pretty damn good.
They look pretty damn good, don't they?
You know, it is early and a lot of different things can happen, but Steve Kerr said he liked the depth all along, all through training camp. The depth has shown through over the course of the first couple weeks here. And when you start to go into that locker room postgame, guys, as was the case last night, and you see how happy everybody is, that stuff permeates all season. Now, there are a lot of different variables that can pop up and change things, but when you start to see the camaraderie spilling out off the floor, and you see guys having fun off the floor, and you see the way they're playing on it, you go, okay. The early returns are very, very good.
Okay, so where does that come from? I know it's right. We always do this with sports and teams and that chemistry off the field. It's hard to figure out where it goes. When you can't find it, how do you find it? But who are the particular personalities that have made this ship go?
I think the best answer to that, Mark, is that Steph is Steph. And there is such a respect for that guy in that room. And it's not just the younger guys who want to take a picture with him on media day. It is crazy to think.
That was pretty fun.
Like a few weeks ago, you've got Will Richard, who at that point nobody knew on the whole.
Yep.
And he's getting a picture with Steph and sending it immediately to his parents. Like, oh, my gosh, I'm here. And now we're a week and a half into the regular season, and he is a rotation piece. He is a solid player who's going to improve throughout the year, who can really help the group. But, Mark, I think the answer is nobody wants to disappoint Steph Curry. And when you have that type of respect and everything filters down, Draymond knows what Steph represents. All those guys love Draymond because of what he represents and what kind of career he's carved out. A huge piece to this puzzle is Jimmy. I think Jimmy is in a great place right now. Of course, that can change as the season goes on, but he got paid. He's in a place where he doesn't have to be the face anymore at this stage of his career, and he knows that this team has at least a chance to win the title that he's never won. So then you start breaking down the rest of the roster, and all the pieces seem to fit together. I think they all really like Horford, although he hasn't played in like 5 days already because of the no back-to-back things, but he's fit in well. And then the rest of those reserves, they know their role, they know what they're supposed to do, and they're going out and getting the job done most nights. It's never going to stay the way it always feels so good that it is early. The key will be, can you get different contributions throughout? Here comes Pods, here comes Moody, and the one guy I haven't mentioned yet who's been awesome to start the year is Jonathan Kuminga.
Yeah, and I think that his fit also comes from a lot of the same places, which is you got the bag. You didn't get the gigantic, big, black, Glad garbage bag, but you got a nice-sized bag, which will take care of him for a year, maybe two. And I do think that being with those veterans, they've allowed him to just, hey, come in here, do what the unks want you to do, because now they're all the unks, and you got the youngsters, and so you're paid, and you're paid for now, and if you play the right way, you're going to get the really big bag either here and be the future, or you're going to get it elsewhere. And I don't know if he needed all this to happen for it to crystallize, but my God, Nick, but just watching it from afar, he's doing every last thing that we spent the whole summer wondering if he would ever do.
Mr. Dibbs, Jonathan Kuminga deserves all the credit in the world in the first few weeks here because he came into camp and it was such a distraction. I mean, media day was insane. The Warriors, who are so forward-facing and want a good rapport with the media and go out of their way more than any pro sports team I've ever seen, trying to get people interviews and do different things. Steve Kerr, who is the most media-friendly coach there is, doesn't go to the podium. Mike Dunleavy, who has been around the league his whole life, they don't go to the podium because they don't want the questions that came with, is Kuminga going to sign? What does the rest of the roster look like? It just hadn't been finalized. I would give the veterans credit for this as well, though. Jimmy Butler, Steph, Draymond, they all said, when Jonathan comes in here, we believe that he'll be focused and he'll be ready. To everyone's credit, that is exactly what has happened.
Yep.
Kuminga comes in looking like a different player. Mark, you mentioned he's playing defense. He's getting up and down the floor. He's rebounding. His rebounding numbers the first week have been awesome. He is playing at a different level. When you're getting that on top of what Steph and Jimmy and Draymond can give you, then you start to go, okay, it's coming together a little bit. But the reason why they're off to such a good start, in large part, goes back to what Kuminga is providing for them every night, because he's been the most consistent guy alongside Steph of the whole group, which is pretty impressive given he was coming into camp. And I remember I asked him, I said, do you really want to be here long term? And the answer was, I'm here now.
Here now, yeah.
And everybody in that room went, oh, boy, this could get real ugly. If you win, and the guy who was at the center of all the contract issues, negotiations throughout the summer is playing well, all those issues fade away real fast.
Before I play this for everybody, were you in the room when JK was talking at the podium last night?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll know this. This was part of the Q&A, and I really want to ask you a few questions about this. This is Jonathan talking about what he did in the offseason to sort of change his game.
It's just one of those aspects of my game that I think I just needed to work on and just to improve on. And just going throughout the summer, I sat down, really thought about what can I add on my game that's not scoring, that's not just playing defense, or how can I impact winning. And I think this adding a rebounding mindset, I think, is just a big part of what I just had to go through the summer and just think about it and just trying to apply as much as I can. Some nights I probably won't grab some, but just having that mindset of just crashing every time, just going out there. Even if I don't get those, my presence will help somebody else grab those rebounds. So I think it's just something I've been thinking about, and I think I'm doing pretty well so far. And there's just only way to go and just keeping up that same work.
You said he deserves so much credit. He clearly does. Here's one of the things I got to be thinking is going through Steve Kerr's mind, though, which is this is awesome, but like everything you just said, is literally everything the organization has been begging you to think for 4 years. So why now? What happened? Why did the light bulb finally go on?
I think the very easy answer, Mark, is he knows he wants to get paid in the future. And when you have the carrot that is that hefty NBA deal, extension, next contract hanging there, that should motivate anybody. It's the reason why I think all his teammates were like, business is business. And when the basketball starts, we believe he will ramp things up to a different place. And he has, but I don't think there's any question. When he came into camp, there was lingering doubt all over the organization. Does this guy actually want to be here not only now, but in the future? Because the thought always was, it seems like he wants to go somewhere else, try to have a bigger role. What somebody got across to him, and in listening to all the different press conferences to start the year, my guess right now would be that it was probably Jimmy Butler.
Yep.
Because he's gone through his own contract negotiations in different parts in time. But I think somebody said to him, listen, if you want to get paid and you want a bigger role, the best thing you can do is do what Steve Kerr and this coaching staff are asking of you now, and either it's going to work here in the Bay long term, or you're going to get to go somewhere where they're going to pay you a bunch of more money, and you can do whatever the hell you want. And at least early on, he is absolutely buying into that. But, Mark, I think it's crucial because we knew the athleticism was there. We knew he could get to the bucket. You just didn't know if he was going to put in the work defensively and rebound. And those are the differences. And I'd say Kerr also said it was the passing that has been the adjustment for Kuminga between last season and the seasons before that and what you see now.
For me, it's not only the passing, and I was talking to Mark about opening night where it was the penetrate, the ha-ha, and normally it'd be I'm going up on 2 or 3 guys. And in the first half, he had a couple tough followaways. In the second half, penetrate, pivot, and pitch. He pitched one to Steph. He got one to Pods, just guys who were open because he drew the defense in and he was able to pitch it back out. Those little subtle high IQ plays, which you're seeing now and they're becoming super common, and it makes you start to dream a little because we talked about, Mark and I, like if you were going to trade him at the deadline, you'd want somebody who can get you 18 and 8. And right now you have a guy getting you 18 and 8. So the whole idea about, the deadline, when's the deadline? Forget the deadline. You've got your acquisition, and it's the real Jonathan Kuminga.
And it's the guy, Mark, to your point, that the Warriors were hoping to see all along.
Right.
That is where everybody kind of goes, the light bulb did flicker on, and everyone went, this is the player we thought he could become. Dibs, he's got to show the consistency. And we're 4 games into 82, more than 82, because they're going to go to the playoffs, assuming something catastrophic doesn't happen.
Possible bonus game in the cup, too, if things go right.
The cup. Oh, my God.
I love the cup.
He's the one.
I was going to say, there's only 2. It's Mr. Dibs and Timmy Bontemps.
Yeah, Timmy.
Maybe
there are 2
Adam
people
Silver,
in the universe.
Maybe Adam Silver.
And the checks to come in. Okay, so 3 people in the world are into the cup.
One more opportunity to gamble.
Yeah,
and that's what Adam.
There it is.
That's what Adam and I like. So there you go.
Yeah, exactly. There it is. But when you start seeing these performances, especially from a guy like Kuminga, you go, oh boy. Dibs, to your point though about the deal, it was always all right. Well, if Kuminga plays well, then maybe they can move him at the deadline and get a couple more pieces in return. If Kuminga's playing at this level, guys, there's no reason,
right? Because
you have. In theory, everything that you're going to need behind Steph. So it's what makes this season, especially the starts of the season, so fascinating because everybody was kind of wondering, all right, what does this look like with a team that is so top-heavy age-wise with stars? And what it looks like early on is a team that is deep as hell that can hit you in a lot of different directions, that is banking on players like Kuminga and Podziemski and Moody to take a little bit of a step. The person who has taken a step early on is very clear. It's Jonathan Kuminga.